Today, Erica and David are exploring the question of what a slum is, how people live there, and, above all, how to offer them a fairer perspective. The basis for the conversation are publications by Thomas Schwartz, who we have already talked about a few times in the deep dive of Podcast 3000. In his articles, Schwartz not only describes the poverty in the slum, but also the success stories of those who are working for real change, the slum changers. Erica and David, it's your turn.
Welcome to another deep dive. This time we're heading to Korogocho.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the third largest slum in Nairobi, Kenya. And we're going to explore.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An amazing initiative. But you really need to understand that poverty there is, it's different from anything most of us have seen. So
Yeah.
we've got journalist and activist Thomas Schwartz with us to kind of guide us through this story.
Okay.
He's got tons of experience working in slums around the world, so
Wow.
he's bringing a lot to this deep dive.
That's good, yeah.
Get ready for a wild ride, though.
Okay.
Because we're about to see what happens when you mix a love for football,
Okay.
a yearning for peace, and a dream to change lives.
I like it. Sounds like a powerful combination.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much one person's actions can really change things.
Right.
Even when everything seems impossible. You know?
Yeah.
It reminds me that we can all make a difference.
Totally. And Schwartz actually tells the story of Hamilton Ayiera Nyanga, who is this former football star. And he decided to give back to his community in a seriously inspiring way.
Right.
He played for the Kenyan national team
Wow.
at the Homeless World Cup in South Africa.
Okay.
And when he got back to Korogocho, he had 1,500 euros,
Oh, wow.
which is think about it, in a place where people are making
That's a fortune there.
2 euros a day.
Yeah, yeah.
What would you do with that money?
Oh, I don't know. Travel the world.
Yeah. Maybe a vacation on some beach somewhere.
Exactly. But he had a different idea.
He did.
He asked his partner, what should we do with this money? Should we travel the world?
Right.
Go to Mombasa? Or, do something really meaningful?
Wow. Okay.
That is how the Ayiera Initiative was born.
That's amazing.
It is.
What a choice.
I know, right?
Yeah.
His motto, it's simple, but it's so powerful.
What is it?
A ball can change the slum.
Wow, I love that.
You can just imagine it painted right on the walls there.
Right. And one of the first things he did was set up the Slum Footy League.
The what?
The Slum Footy League. Every Sunday, kids get together to play football.
That's cool.
And we're not talking fancy uniforms or anything.
Right.
These kids are playing in whatever they can find, some even barefoot.
Really?
Yeah.
Barefoot. Wow. It's so much more than a game, though, right? It brings together boys and girls from different ethnic groups.
Yeah.
And that's, super important in a place like Korogocho.
Oh, yeah.
Where politicians use those differences to stir up trouble.
It's incredible. Just like a shared love for football can break down walls and build peace.
Totally. The teams are mixed, with kids from different backgrounds. So they're playing together, not against each other based on, ethnicity or anything like that.
Right.
They even have workshops and discussions, about conflict resolution and the importance of being united. So it's woven into the whole thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's not just about the game. It's about building a whole community.
Right.
A shared identity.
Exactly.
That kind of goes beyond those divisions. But the Ayiera Initiative, they don't just want to keep the kids busy. They want to push them towards education, too.
Okay.
They know how important it is to stay in school,
Yeah. They actually provide scholarships to help talented kids stay in school. So, there's Tabitha.
Okay.
She had to drop out of school. But then she got a scholarship from the initiative.
Oh.
And she was able to go back and she excelled. And now she wants to be a lecturer.
Wow.
So she can support her family and, give her mother a better life.
That's amazing.
Her family couldn't afford school supplies,
Right.
let alone fees.
Yeah.
So the scholarship covered that, of course.
So it wasn't just about removing the financial barriers.
Exactly.
It was about a whole support system that
Exactly.
helped her thrive.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a reminder that education can really help people break out of poverty and empower them to be leaders.
Totally. And Tabitha's story is not unique, right?
Not at all. There's Derrick, for example.
Okay.
He's almost done with his media studies degree, thanks to the initiative.
Amazing. How do they choose these students?
Well, it's pretty tough.
Right.
They'll look at academic potential, financial need, the whole picture.
Okay.
They consider the students' grades, obviously,
Yeah.
but also their community involvement and their personal circumstances. So it's not just about being smart. It's about a genuine desire to learn
Right.
and to give back to the community.
That's incredible. They're not just giving out money.
Right.
They're investing in the future.
And it's not just about the individual students either.
Right.
When these young people succeed,
Yeah.
they become role models for others in the community,
Mhm.
inspiring a whole new generation to believe in education.
It's a ripple effect. Even small contributions can add up.
Exactly.
When combined with the efforts of others, it can lead to real change.
Exactly. It's like Nelson Mandela said, overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity.
Wow.
It is an act of justice. And what's truly inspiring is that this initiative shows what solidarity can achieve. The Ayiera Initiative isn't just about one person. It's a whole community coming together to create a better future for its children.
Yeah, it's about recognizing the potential in the community and empowering them to be the change makers.
Exactly.
It's not about outsiders coming in and fixing things.
No.
It's about working with the people who are already there, supporting their dreams, amplifying their voices.
Think about what they've done in 15 years.
That's right.
It started with a simple love for football, and now it's a movement that's transforming lives,
Right.
bringing peace,
Yeah.
and creating educational opportunities that, seemed impossible before.
This is a powerful example of how sports can really change society, right? It goes beyond language, culture, social status.
Absolutely.
I mean, the beautiful game really lives up to its name.
It's pretty impressive.
It really is. It's amazing to see how something as simple as a football league can change so many lives.
And it challenges us to think about what's really possible. In a place like Korogocho, where poverty is everywhere, and the challenges seem impossible to overcome, the Ayiera Initiative is like a beacon of hope.
It makes you wonder, what other simple things could make a difference in the world? If a ball can change a slum, what else can we do?
Yeah, it's a great question. And as we look at Korogocho, we have to remember that it's just a small glimpse into a complex world.
Right. We need to approach these things with humility, and be willing to learn from those who are living these experiences every day.
Absolutely. Our understanding is always going to be limited, but by listening to these stories, to the voices of the people on the ground, we can broaden our perspectives and understand how interconnected our world really is.
And hopefully find ways to contribute, even in small ways, to building a future that's more just and fair for everyone.
Exactly. Because the fight against poverty is a fight for human dignity, and that's something we should all be a part of.
Well said. This deep dive has been incredibly inspiring. It makes me want to get involved and support initiatives like the Ayiera Initiative.
Me too. It's a reminder that we all have the power to make a difference no matter where we are or what our circumstances might be. They've accomplished so much. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
And it just shows how powerful sports can be. It's like a universal language.
Right.
It can bring people together, no matter who they are or where they come from.
It's true. Even in a place like Korogocho, with all its challenges.
And it goes beyond the kids, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Ayiera Initiative has affected the entire community. Parents and community leaders have gotten involved because they see how positive it is.
That's awesome. It's amazing how something that starts with kids playing can spread and create this positive change.
It really is.
Are there any stories that show this ripple effect?
Oh, there are so many stories.
Yeah.
But there's one about two mothers, one from the Luo tribe and one from the Kikuyu tribe.
Okay.
And historically, there's been tension between these two groups.
Right.
At first, they were hesitant about their kids playing together. But then, through the league, they ended up becoming close friends.
Wow.
They started going to each other's family events.
That's amazing.
Supporting each other through tough times. And it's a beautiful example of how the initiative brought people together beyond just the football field.
That's such a great story.
Yeah. And that's what makes the Ayiera Initiative so special.
Yeah.
It's not just about telling people what to do. It's about giving them the power to change things themselves.
Okay.
They help people now with things like the league and the scholarships, but they're also trying to fix the root causes of poverty and inequality.
Can you give some examples of how they're doing that?
Sure. One big thing is teaching people skills.
Okay.
They have workshops on carpentry, tailoring, computers, so people can make money and create their own opportunities.
Right. So it's not just a temporary fix. It's about giving them the tools to build a better future.
Exactly.
That's really smart. It sounds like they're really good at working with others
Yeah.
to make the biggest impact. But I'm sure there are obstacles too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What are some of the biggest ones?
Well, a big one is resources.
Right.
Korogocho is crowded and doesn't have much money or infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's hard to find funding, especially because they want to be independent.
Right.
And then there's politics.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how ethnic tensions can be used for political reasons.
Yeah.
So they have to be careful not to get caught up in that.
So they have to stay focused on their mission.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's a complicated situation.
Right.
How do they do that?
They stick to their values.
Oh.
Community, peace, education. They're transparent in everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
They involve the community in making decisions.
Okay.
And make sure their programs actually meet the needs of the people.
So their connection to the community is key.
Absolutely. That's why they're so successful.
Yeah.
It's a real example, of how a group of people who are dedicated and passionate can make a huge difference, even when things are really hard. The Ayiera Initiative is a great example.
Mm-hmm.
They've shown that a grassroots, community-driven approach that focuses on working together and understanding local needs can really work.
They've done so much with so little. It's really inspiring.
It is. It's about their creativity and resilience
Yeah.
and their belief in their community.
I think a lot of people listening might be inspired by this story and wondering how they can get involved or support similar things in their own communities.
That's great. And we can all make a difference.
Right.
Even if we're not directly involved in something like the Ayiera Initiative.
What can we do?
We can learn about the problems that communities around the world are facing.
Right.
We can tell our friends and family about it
Yeah.
and support organizations that are working on these issues.
And we can donate to charities,
Yeah.
volunteer our time, or even just talk about these issues with people we know.
Exactly.
And sharing stories like this one is so important.
Yes.
By telling people about these amazing initiatives,
Right.
we can inspire them to take action and believe that change is possible.
You're right. Stories have the power to connect us,
Yeah.
to inspire us,
Mm-hmm.
and to remind us that we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing the story of the Ayiera Initiative isn't just about giving information.
Right.
It's about inviting people to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
It's about being a global citizen and recognizing that we're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in Korogocho affects us all.
Yeah,
And what we do can affect communities everywhere.
exactly. So as we finish this deep dive, I want to ask our listeners to think about what they've learned from the Ayiera Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
What stands out to you? What inspires you? And how can you use these lessons to create change in your own life and community?
You don't have to have all the answers right away.
No.
You don't need a big plan. Just start small.
Yeah.
Start local. And it reminds us that we can all make a difference.
Yeah.
Even small acts of kindness and generosity can have a big impact.
Exactly. And if a ball can change a slum, just think what we can do when we all work together with a common goal and a belief in the power of collective action.
You know, it's pretty amazing when you think about it.
What is?
Just how this one initiative, the Ayiera Initiative,
Right.
it all started with football.
It just shows that even in tough situations, people can find something to connect over.
Exactly. And what I find really interesting is how they've combined education and peace building.
Yeah.
It's not just sports.
It's not.
It's so much more.
Yeah.
It's about helping the whole community grow and deal with the challenges they face. Real change comes from within a community.
Totally.
When people are passionate about making a difference in their own lives.
Couldn't agree more. The Ayiera Initiative proves that we can all be agents of change. We don't need tons of money or fancy plans.
Right.
Just the will to get started. Take that first step.
No matter how small.
Exactly.
And remember, just like the Ayiera Initiative had help from slum changers in Germany, we can all connect with and support groups doing good work,
Absolutely.
whether it's right in our neighborhood or across the globe.
Yeah.
So to our listeners, we leave you with this.
Remember, if a ball can change a slum, what can you change?
That's something to think about. And until next time, fellow deep divers, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep believing in the power of positive change.
Erica and David, thank you so much for taking us behind the scenes of the usual reporting once again, and for the interesting insights into life in the slum and how it can really be changed. And of course, for the wonderful story of Tabitha and Derrick. Until next time.